Pokemon 151. It is an absolute juggernaut and people are still cracking packs like crazy. It's getting difficult, to be fair, to get hold of a decent amount of 151 product. And a lot of places are restricting, especially here in the UK, are restricting purchasing quantities. You can only buy up to 1 of these or 4 of these. And the choices for products is becoming less and less. Prices are falling for the graded cards, but the single raw prices of the cards are holding pretty steady. Is this going to be a set that's going to go and flip to the 180 and then start climbing real soon? Or is there going to be more reprints coming? Well, there have been restocks. Is it going to make an impact? Let's find out. Right, 151. There have been I'll say restocks. I wouldn't say reprints, but I would say more stock available of certain products, of course, of 151. Booster bundles are becoming difficult day by day to find. ETBs are quite easily accessible and their prices aren't really moving much. And then, of course, the UPC. I mean, the UPC is really easy to get hold of. It's constantly been available on the Pokemon Center website, at least here in the UK anyway. And it's, in my opinion, not that great of a product. I mean, the promos in the product are really cheap. Okay, cool, you get a nice big wad of packs, but you're actually paying more for your money. Once you take away all the promos and everything, you're actually paying more per pack than an ETB, and even the inflated booster bundle prices. But then you take a look at other products as well, like the poster collection, the Zapdos and the Alakazam boxes. They've pretty much been sold out everywhere, mini tins as well. So there isn't really much available. Single card prices have been pretty steady, to be honest. They've actually done pretty well, even though the supply is still struggling to meet demand, and the demand is so high and so many of these cards are getting pulled. The single card prices are doing okay. But the graded card prices, man, they are taking a massive dive. We're going to be taking a look into that. Let's jump in. Alright, let's take a look at the normal ETB. Now, this is the most common product available. Pretty straightforward for this set. Extremely popular, still being sold out pretty much everywhere, or just trying to keep it in stock has been quite difficult. And it's doing the same way as Crown Zenith did. Now, Crown Zenith actually, you know, the ETBs went up in price. Actually, they went up above $60 a piece at one point. And then Pokemon reprinted them. And then they reprinted them again. And then they reprinted them again. And now Crown Zenith ETBs are, you know, sitting around $45. Now, will 151 follow suit? I think it will. I think it will for the short term, but then it will go back pretty well in the long term. 151, I mean, the ETBs, you know, they're sitting around $54. They have been trickling up. Over here in the UK, you can comfortably pick these up pretty much anywhere for £50. Pretty standard, really. Anything less than £50, you're struggling. So you are paying a little bit more for the packs, because you do get 9 in there instead of 10 now, which is kind of a bit of a bummer. But yeah, pretty straightforward product. It is going up slightly. I think this is and has already been one that's been restocked quite heavily. And I do think more reprints are to come, especially for the ETB. Maybe not so much some of the other products, but definitely for the regular ETB. Then we have the Pokemon Center exclusive ETB. Fun fact, this actually got restocked a few days ago over on the Pokemon Center website. I did manage to pick some up, so you'll be seeing them in a future collection video. Hey, look, there were some more restocks of the Pokemon Center exclusive. We'll take that. That's a win in my opinion. So you're looking around $100 for this. It did actually dip recently, but look, the Pokemon Center ones are always the best ones to do for the long-term investing. Of course, normal ETBs are great as well if you haven't managed to get hold of the Pokemon Center exclusives. But if you did manage to buy one of these, I wouldn't personally open them. Keep them sealed. They're going to be worth a pretty penny. We've seen it time and time again with Pokemon Center exclusives, celebrations, and other sets. So this is going to be a good one. It's going to be one that's going to gain probably the most amount of value. I would keep it sealed. And then we got the UPC. Now, I did a video on the UPC before it got released, and I did get a lot of comments that disagreed with my view on the fact that I felt like this was going to go the same way as the Charizard UPC, i.e. it's going to reach $100 or less, and there's going to be a ton of it printed and around. And that's exactly what happened. This is a very heavily printed product. Like I say, it's still easy to get hold of on the Pokemon Center website. The value is just not there, guys. It really isn't there. Yes, you do get 16 packs of 151. Brilliant. And you do get 3 pretty sweet promos. The promos aren't really worth much. I mean, maybe $20 for the 3 of them. Maybe even less than $20. You know, over here, you're looking around about £20 for the 3. Playmat as well, and the accessories. Hey, look. You clump them all together, you're looking at about $20. So let's say you paid $120 for this. You get $20. Okay, not great. So $100 for the 16 packs. Not the cheapest way of doing it. However, if you did manage to get it from the Pokemon Center website with the Squirtle promo, then you're laughing. That promo is holding really good value at over $80. Good buy, to be honest. Really, really good buy. Now, like I say, the 151 UPC, pretty good to keep sealed. If I was going to buy one, I would keep it sealed, to be fair. I did actually buy one. I just opened it because I wanted the promos, and that was about it. It would have been cheaper just to buy the promos as is, but I just wanted to open it. And that was it, really, you know. So if I was going to buy another one, I would keep it sealed. But yeah, it has gone up. It did actually drop below $100, as we've seen. You know, it did actually go down. But right now, I think is a great one to keep sealed. Okay, moving on to the single cards. We were looking at PokeJace.io for these because it'll give us the graded price of these cards. And as you can see from these card prices, you know, you got the Charizard sitting around $111. And then there's a lot around the 30 and 40 mark. Now, it's quite a big drop. Now, you may say, you know, oh, well, a lot of these card prices are holding value. And yes, you're right. A lot of them are holding pretty decent value. Some have in fact gone up, but if you compare them to some of the other Scarlet and Violet era sets, a lot of them are actually followed similar suit to 151 anyway. They're all quite similar. You know, if you go back and you look at a set like Paldea Evolved, you have an Iono. Okay, none of them are not as high as the Charizard, but you have the Iono holding it around $70, $75. You have the Magikarp doing the same. Then you have a bunch of cards at 30, 20 and beyond. This set has obviously the Charizard, which is quite high, and then all the rest are actually holding between $30 and $40. Or some of them slightly more, like the Blastoise, but around $30 to $40, which is actually pretty good. Now, I judge a set based on how many cards are around $30 or more, and this set has a few. I mean, even if you look at the top 10 cards, they go to as low as 23, which actually isn't too bad. I mean, like I said, there's so much this product getting opened. The single card prices are dropping pretty much across the board for this set, which is fair enough. I mean, look, the Golden Mute, $8. That's absolutely crazy. So yeah, a lot of stuff dropping, but obviously the big heavy hitters are holding pretty well. Now, if you're planning on grading these cards, may not be the best ones to grade for the long haul, but we don't know. We'll have to wait and see. Charizard PSA 10, $360. Over, well, nearly 3,000 of them already. I expect them to be a lot more being graded in the future. Just like in Celebrations, where people pulled all the cards in Celebrations, they got heavily graded. I kind of feel like this set's going to follow suit. It just is. And some of them will hold good value, of course. You know, I think the Charizard is definitely going to be one of them. If you do get it graded and it comes back in a PSA 9, breaking even. You're not really gaining much money there. And as we can see from the chart with the PSA 10 price in the green line, you know, $800, and just keep getting more and more graded, and it's going to go down. And I expect it to drop even further. I don't expect this to hold above $300. I think it will continue to drop over time. Then we're looking at Blastoise. I actually have Blastoise in my collection. I haven't opened up much of 151, but I do have Blastoise, which is quite fortunate. So Blastoise, second most expensive card, sitting around $40 to $45. $170 in PSA 10, a lot less than the Charizard. Then the PSA 9, you're breaking even basically. So $1,600 in pop. Obviously it's going to go up. And again, we're looking at the graded prices in the green. It is falling from over $300 now down to $170. I expect it to fall even further. Could be $100 for a PSA 10 down the line, but it is falling. And again, it's going to be another popular card that people are just going to keep grading. Then we have Venusaur. I actually really like this artwork as well. Again, one of the popular cards in the set. Similar trend. I mean, all three of them are similar. It is cheaper than the Blastoise and the Charizard. But then again, you know, it's still getting pulled, it's still getting graded. There is less graded ones out there, but still this card is dropping from over $300 graded to now being $150, dropped over 50%. Kind of rough. Then we have the Full Art Charizard. That's quite interesting. The Full Art Charizard is actually like the fourth most expensive card in the set. You're looking at less graded in a PSA 10, but again, PSA 9, you're making like a little bit of extra money. But 112 in a PSA 10, it is just a full art, it's not special illustration, so it's about a third of the value, or less than a third of the value of the special illustration rare Charizard. But then again, I do feel like this one's pretty good. You know, for a full art holding $112 value in a PSA 10, it's pretty solid. This one actually is not too bad. It hasn't actually dropped as well as much as some of the others, which is obviously really promising. And then you have my favorite card in the set, which is the Zapdos. Now, this one has actually dropped quite a hefty amount of money. You know, we're looking around about $35. Raw prices stayed pretty steady. And then look at the graded price, $100. And like I said, it was over $350, and yeah, it's dropped quite a bit. you know, probably the most out of pretty much all of them. Maybe the Charizard would start off really high and then went down, but overall, Zapdos has dropped a lot in its graded price. I mean, I'm looking to pick one up. I'm even tempted just to hold off and pick one up on PSA 10, just straight up, boom, PSA 10 gear done. Yeah, this card is dropping like crazy for the graded prices, but like I said, the raw prices, they're doing pretty well. That's what's been going on with 151. So a lot of cards are getting graded. Of course, they're going to keep dropping in value. Single cards are holding pretty steady. The Charizard is the second most expensive card in the Scarlet and Violet era, behind the Charizard from Paldea and Fates. But then again, 151 is getting opened up so heavily. I do feel like that it's going to be a great set to keep sealed moving forward, especially certain products like the UPC and the Pokemon Center exclusive ETBs. Of course, regular ETBs are great as well. But then if you like to collect other things like the collection boxes, booster bundles, I think they're all going to go up in price eventually once they're out of print. But right now, it's still readily available. Certain products are a little bit harder to find than others, like booster bundles, for example. But overall, ETBs, like I say, restocks, the Pokemon Center ETBs have happened as well. That's usually quite interesting. We'll have to wait and see over the next couple of months on if there's going to be any more reprints of 151. If there is going to be reprints of 151, then expect a lot of these card prices to drop even further. Same with graded prices. And like Crown Zenith, even though Crown Zenith is such an incredible set, then it could damage the overall value of future value as well of 151 products. Keep that in mind. If you made this far into the video, guys, and you've enjoyed it, make sure to smash the like button, make sure you subscribe for more Pokemon content. Let me know your thoughts down in the comments about 151, the single card prices, the graded prices. Are you still looking at picking up some 151? Are you opening it? Are you keeping it sealed? What are you doing with 151? Me at the moment, I'm getting some sealed. I would like to open some more 151 products. Let me know if you would like to see me open up some more 151. I'd like to try and get a binder going for this set. Try and get the cards I really want. Hopefully not Mr. Mime. But definitely some of the others would be pretty cool. But if you want to know what's going on with the single card prices, then make sure to click the video on the screen right now. And if you want more Pokemon content, guys, you know what to do. Make sure to hit that subscribe button. Alright guys, that's it from me in this video. As always, you guys are legends. I'll see you in the next one.